This is my 2017 F-Type SVR, and one thing that I really wish I had on this car is the carbon fibre pack. Because what you get with it is carbon fibre mirror covers, carbon fibre SVR type bonnet vents, carbon fibre front splitter, carbon fibre rear diffuser piece, carbon fibre side vents. Now I do have the carbon fibre rear wing, which that is absolutely beautiful, and I'm so glad that I have got that because that does look lovely. But I think just the other pieces of carbon fibre will just really set the car off, and it'll match in with that wing then, and it'll look absolutely amazing. So I did some research and I looked at the Jaguar parts prices, and unbelievably these bonnet vents are £1,300 each from Jaguar. The mirror covers are only £116 each from Jaguar, but there is very low supply of these, and I've been trying to get them from Jaguar and they can't get hold of them. This front splitter is actually £3,200 from Jaguar. Now the rear diffuser piece, I can't find that anywhere on the Jaguar parts site, so I'm going to assume it's about the same price as the front part, so you're talking about £3,000 for that. As for the side vents, well, I think I've got another different plan that I'm going to do in this area around here, so I'll come back to that later in the video. Adding all that together, it's close to £9,000 to buy these parts to stick on your car. Now, yes, you're saying, go on eBay, find them second hand, and somebody's selling a pair of the carbon fibre mirror covers, but he's selling them for £600 for the pair. So that's 3 times the price of what you can get them for if you could get them from Jaguar. There's also another person selling the bonnet vents, but he's selling them for £2,000 for the pair. That's £2,600 just for those items. Now, all I'm thinking of when I hear those types of figures is I can do a lot more interesting mods to this car with that type of money, so I ain't going to spend that type of money on carbon fibre. As for the side vents, well, I think I've got another different plan that I'm going to do in this area around here, so I'll come back to that later in the video. My solution? Well, if you watch my channel before, you know what my solution is. I'm going to wrap the parts with some quality carbon fibre wrap that I've got. Let me show you the wrap. So here we have a piece of my wrap laid on the real carbon fibre rear wing. And you know what? It's a little bit dark here, but I don't think it's that far out. And I think once this is on the car, you're not going to be able to tell unless you come up really close and inspect it. Now, I did this on my V6. I wrapped the bonnet vents and I wrapped the mirror covers, and I think they turned out absolutely superb. But these bonnet vents are way more complicated than the ones on my V6, so these are going to take a little bit more work to get these wrapped. But I think I can do it. So let's get these off and let's start by wrapping those. So that's the bonnet vents now done. I'm very happy with how they come up, but my God, that was a bit of a job. It took me probably about an hour and a half each side to wrap them, but you know what? I think it turned out great. We'll look at those at the end. Let's now move on to the mirror covers. And while I'm taking those off, I've got a little special extra I'm going to fit, which, yes, you guessed it, the dynamic indicators. Let's get those mirror covers off. Mirror covers off, piece of carbon cut to get it wrapped. There she is, and yeah, love the shine on that, so that's turned out quite good. It was pretty hard, I've got to admit. So let's get this one back on the car and see what she looks like. So that's that baby fitted. I'm going to go do the next one. Mirror covers both done, back on the car. So now we'll go on to the next part. I think I'm going to start with this bit on the rear diffuser because it looks like it's pretty easy to get off. It's just 2, 4, 6 bolts holding it on. So let me get some tools, let's get this removed. So I just saw this come off quite easily, but the weirdest thing is, it's filled with water. You might not be able to hear it, but... how weird's that? Now I've tried tilting it all different angles, but I can't get any water to come out. Oh, there's maybe a bit coming out the top there. I'm going to have a little play with this, see if I can get that water out. So just looking at the piece, there's a little indentation there, look. And when I turn it upside down and wobble it about a bit, if we check now, as you can see, probably see some water has come out of that little indentation. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to just drill that to make it a little bit bigger, just so I can drip all this water out, because I'm pretty sure that water should not be in there. Right, so just stood there messing about with it, lifting it up, down, left, right, and I think I've got all the water out now. So yeah, that hole now goes to the inside. It's obviously covered by the central support part, but it must have been where the water was just slowly being forced into there. I don't know. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some filler in, I'm going to fill that hole, and then obviously when I wrap over it, it'll be totally covered anyway. So I'll let that dry while I'll go cut off a piece of wrap so I can do this part. That piece now wrapped, let's get it back on the car. And now for the next piece, which I've been dreading, because that is the splitter on the front, and that means taking off the dreaded under tray with loads and loads of bolts. I've got the wheels off, the wheel arch liners off. Oh, it's a lot of bolts to undo, but hey, let's crack on, get it done. So once we've got the under tray out of the way, well, this is the part I need to get off, and it's got 1, 2 there, and 1 and 2 there, and the other 2 at the other end. So hopefully, just opening them 4 should get this off. This off, let's give it a good clean and use some isopropyl alcohol to remove any grease, anything on the surface. Okay, she's wrapped, so let's fit her back on the car. So these pieces need to be stuck on with double-sided tape. Now, the tape that was on originally went all the way along there. I don't think you need that much, because these holes here means these are captured by the bolts for the under tray. So I think these sticky parts are just to hold it in place until you get the under tray in place as well. Right, let's get all that under tray and everything back together. Whew, that's that piece replaced now. Yeah, the under trays are a pain in the backside, but yeah, that's all on. So on to the next bit. So I mentioned earlier on in the video, I'm going to do something slightly different with these side pieces here. Because yeah, mine is a Jaguar script which is indented, and if I wrap that carbon fibre, I'm not sure it's going to go inside all those letters there. So what I'm thinking of, and I've seen this on 1 or 2 cars where they've actually changed the colour of this part of the panel here. And I'm thought, you know what? I'm going to carbon fibre wrap that part of the panel. Now to do that properly, I could just tuck it in there, but looking at this here, this piece is only held on with 4 bolts. There's 2 bolts under there, and if you look under here, you can see there's one of them, and the other one's just behind at the back. So for those 4 little bolts, I can get that piece, this panel off here, and do a nice little wrap on that bit there. So that's what I'm going to do. Everything now back together, so now it's time to get the wheel arch liners in, get the wheels on, get this back on the ground. That's it, all back together, so let me just show you what I've done. So there we go, that's my cheap way of getting the carbon pack, but obviously it's nowhere near as good as a carbon pack. I'm going to keep my eye out on eBay, Facebook Marketplace for any carbon parts that do come up, and if they're a reasonable price, I'm going to buy them and replace what I've just done with the proper carbon bits. But for now, I think that looks amazing. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and also give me the thumbs up because it all helps with the analytics. See you on the next one.